What is going down, Sourdough Squad? Happy Friday to you all. It's Prediction Friday, so you know what that means. We're going to get into all the bold takes, player of the game, and of course, score predictions, but not just yet. We got some news to talk about in regards to injuries and all that good stuff. But until we get to there, you already know what to do. Smash that like button, drop an SDS in the chat. Let's vibe. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. What is going down, SDS? It is Raiders week. It's like leap year. We get it once every 4 years. And again, maybe not as big of a deal from 49er fans outside the Bay Area, but for people like me who have been born and bred in the Bay, I hate the Raiders, man. I can't wait. And this is going to be a game where the San Francisco 49ers, everything's pointing in their direction. Things are looking good, but don't want to call it a trap game. Don't want to get too excited, but it's really hard not to. You already know the vibes. Smash that like button. Let's get into this. Let's talk about some of the injury updates to come out from practice today. So let me get those pulled up so we can be active. Also, one quick update before we get into all that good stuff. Where is it? Come on. Refresh. All right, here we go. Next week, this ginger beard, I will be going back on with the San Francisco 49ers. I will be on the Supporters Club platform doing basically a recap of the Raiders game and previewing the upcoming Cardinals game. So that will be happening next week on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I think I'm the last. I think this might be the last one of the year. So it's pretty cool. We started off being the first one to do it. They've had a ton of great content creators on since then. Looks like I'm going to be the last. I'm bookends, baby. I like that. So we started it off, and it feels like I think we're going to end it too. So shout out to the San Francisco 49ers for this awesome initiative. I mean, again, sharing their platform with independent content creators. It's awesome. And shout out to all the people behind the scenes making that happen. Nick, Amber, the list goes on. So appreciate those guys for having me. So that's next Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I think we're gonna do like a little year in review. That's kind of how I'm gonna attack this. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna start week one, little off-season talk, and we're gonna go all the way through. It's gonna be a good episode. So please join me on the Supporters Club, and I'll have more information as we get closer to it. So don't feel like you're going to miss anything like that. You already know we're going to post links and all that good stuff. But I appreciate everyone vibing with us in the chat. Appreciate the kind words. But let's get to some of the updates. The biggest update today is going to be Debo Samuel. So good news. Debo Samuel's back at practice. I think you could call it good news that Debo Samuel has officially been ruled out against the Raiders, because I don't think Debo Samuel's been ruled out against the Raiders because he can't play. More so, why play Debo? Debo's got one gear, and that gear is 100 miles an hour. He's like a tank with a Ferrari engine. So yes, we would love to see Debo Samuel back on the field, but It's the Raiders. We got Brandon Ayuk, Jawan Jennings, Ray McLeod. Maybe Danny Gray gets a little involved. We got guys. We still got dogs. And don't forget, George Kittle will be out there. Maybe we get, 3 games in a row with 2 touchdowns? I don't know. Save those for your bold takes coming up here on this Prediction Friday. But again, Debo Samuel has been officially ruled out. And this is, I'm not going to lie, this might be one of the first times in page history where I've posted a player will not play. He is out for the game. And a majority of the comments are happy about it. Like, that's rare. Like, normally my update template inflicts PTSD because if you're around in 2020, oh my gosh, you saw this update template a lot and it did not deliver a lot of good news. But again, you're reading the comments here. Everyone seems to be happy with the idea, and that might be a first. And I agree though. I agree. Let me know in the chat. Do you think it's a good idea that Debo Samuel is not going to play against the Raiders? Drop it in the chat. I need you guys. It's Prediction Friday. That means y'all need to be active. Prediction Friday isn't Prediction Friday without you guys in the chat. So y'all got to let me know if you like this move or if you think he should play. What do you think it is? Amy on Facebook says agree. Rest. Jenny also agrees. Bubbly says yes. No need for setbacks. Daryl agrees. Mike says yes. Sit Debo. Roll with Kittle and Ayuk. Harris says, Lord, those injury updates always haunt me, but I was worried about the threat of Debo being injured again in Vegas, so I'm happy with the decision. I'll take it, man. Sit that boy. Ryan says, Brad, why risk it and have his injury escalate into something worse? I'm right there with you, Ryan. We have seeding to take care of, so there's still something to play for. However, we need guys like Debo for the playoff stretch. We need him fresh. We need him ready to go. So again, definitely not too concerned, and that seems to be the consensus as well. Everyone seems to be pretty happy with the idea of not playing Debo Samuel. So hey, good for us, right? Get that man fresh, get him healthy, get him ready to go because we got playoffs. Playoffs. Yeah, playoffs. So excited about that. So I think we're all in agreement. Good news for Debo Samuel. Some other good news. I feel like we're getting that same energy with Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell could have had his practice window open up this week, according to Kyle Shanahan. However, they didn't do it because I guess he was a little under the weather. I guess there's like a little bug going around the 49ers locker room right now. So they decided not to, risk it or anything like that. I think it's kind of the same energy. I think Elijah Mitchell's probably going to be good to go here pretty soon. But it does sound like Kyle Shanahan is going to kick the can down the curb to next week. Elijah Mitchell will have his window opened up for return from injured reserve and will probably be practicing next week again. But it might be a similar situation with Elijah. If you don't need to put him out there, why risk it? Get this guy fresh, ready to go for the playoffs. And we've seen what Elijah can do after getting some time off. So whether you go back to last year, whether you go back to this year and his return against the Chargers, I have no concerns with Elijah stepping onto that field and putting work after missing some time. I think he missed some time last year and came in week 17 against the Texans and had a phenomenal game and all that good stuff. So definitely not too worried about that. So outside of that, Kevin Givens is going to be out this game as well. But I think the 49ers, same thing applies. They're getting healthy at the right time. They've already reported earlier um, these last couple weeks, Kevin Givens should return for the playoffs, and that is the expectation. So good stuff. I think we're all in agreement here. Get out of this year as healthy as possible, and get these still get dubs. I still want to win. I'm not gonna sit here and say the 49ers should just pack it in, uh, throw Josh Johnson out there at quarterback. No, none of that stuff. We still want to win. Um, but I do think this is a smart move by the 49ers, and I think for one time in the history of running this page, we're all agreement and actually happy in a sense with players being held out. So that's how you know the fan base is ready for the playoffs. Playoffs. Yes, playoffs. So definitely looking forward to what we got cooking this this week and the coming weeks. Um, let's look at the depth chart, shall we? Let's do a little review because it has changed. The biggest change goes right here. Obviously, the as it's been reported, the Raiders have benched Derek Carr for Jarrett Stidham. The Stid Goat gets the start against the San Francisco 49ers. The Raiders and or Derek Carr, I don't know who's responsible for it, but they agreed to it. Derek Carr's not even in the building. He will not be dressed for this game. He will not be active. It's the Jarrett Stidham show. And Kyle Shanahan talked about Jarrett Stidham earlier in the week. He coached him at the Senior Bowl back in 2019 when it was the Mobile to Miami year. So he has some familiarity with Jarrett Stidham. Uh, I don't think, I know Jarrett Stidham well because I think he's a capable quarterback. I'm not sure he's quite starting caliber, but I think he can be effective enough. Um, oh, Garber's gonna be the backup. Okay, shout out Garbers, baby. Shout out the garbage man. Um, Chase Garbers is a rookie out of Cal. Um, I like Chase Garber. I don't think Garbers is going to be anyone who will have one of those type of meteoric type rises where he becomes a starting caliber quarterback. He could, but I like Garbers, man. That's a cowboy. Um, shout out Garbers, the garbage man. The garbage man can. So that I guess that will be the backup. Shout out to Austin Raider for the insight on that one. But even so, with the quarterback situation the way it is, the Raiders still have some weapons. Josh Jacobs, I believe, is the leading rusher in the NFL. Devontae Adams, we know Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams is still arguably one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Chili says join the Discord. They're doing a fantasy league over there. So hit up Chili in the Discord. Join that up. Mac Hollins is no slouch. Hunter Renfro is white boy supreme. So he has talent. They've got Darren Waller back. So they've gotten healthy. I mean, Hunter Renfro and Darren Waller were out for a while. But they're back. So something to keep an eye out on. I agree with Harris. Devontae should definitely sit this one out. Just like Brandon Ayuk advised. If you know, you know. But let's get my face out of the way. So we can see that offensive line. Look at that offensive line. Colton Miller. You guys remember Colton Miller? You guys remember just how history plays out, right? If you don't remember, let's go back to what was it? 2018 draft? Yeah, I think it was a 2018 draft. The San Francisco 49ers and the Raiders had an identical record. So, in order to determine draft positioning, the Raiders and the 49ers had to meet up at the combine and flip a coin. And it's pretty wild to see what that coin flip resulted in. The coin flip resulted in the 49ers winning the coin flip. That coin flip meant the 49ers were going to draft at 9, the Raiders at 10. The 49ers take Mike McGlinchey, and it was heavily reported that the Raiders were going to take Mike McGlinchey too if they won that selection. So talk about butterfly effect, huh? The 49ers win the coin toss. They get the 9 hole opposed to the 10 spot. The 49ers take Mike McGlinchey away from the Raiders. The Raiders were going to take Mike McGlinchey. And the Raiders trade out of the 10 and they take Colton Miller. So crazy, huh? Crazy how things work out. And all that history comes back into play. The great coin flip that resulted in Mike McGlinchey, your favorite right tackle for the San Francisco 49ers. But anyways, story time's over. Dylan Parham was one of the better interior offensive line prospects coming out of this last year's draft. Not bad. I'm not going to pretend like watched any Dylan Parham since he's been in the NFL, but looks like he's going to be the starting left guard. Also, a little bit more Raider insight here. Appreciate the information. Alex Bars won't play, so will it be Mutai? I actually don't mind Mutai. I thought Mutai was pretty good coming out of Fresno State, I believe it was. I think he's a capable guard. So we'll see how that works out. Again, I haven't seen him in the NFL up until this point, but something to keep a look at. Hornus Grassu, remember that name? You got like, yeah, I know you guys remember this. You're getting all the 2020 flashbacks today. Hornus Grassu, starting center for the San Francisco 49ers heading into the 2020 season, because you had Weston Richburg go down, then Ben Garland goes down. The 49ers have to sign Hornus Grassu off the streets and becomes the starter in 2020. Oh boy, what a fun memory that was. So this to me, though, looks like an offensive line where the San Francisco 49ers and Nick Bosa needs 2.5 sacks to break the franchise record. He needs 2 sacks to tie it. This looks like an opportunity for Nick Bosa to get to definitely 2 sacks. I think it's possible. So let's go right into that, shall we? Let's go into we'll do it at the same time. Let's get defensive player of the game for the 49ers and your bold takes. We'll get both of them at once. Again, this is the offense that they're going to be facing. Offensive line is trending down in my opinion. So feels like a great opportunity for the defensive line to destroy. I mean, I imagine they're going to try to get the run game going. I imagine the quick game is going to be something that they're going to be trying to emphasize, but feels like the defensive line has an opportunity. So let me know who you guys think the 49ers defensive player of the game is going to be against the Raiders, and let me know your defensive bold takes for the San Francisco 49ers. Flood those into the chat. so we can see what we're cooking with. Cash says, "You think we could get 5 sacks on Bosa could get 5 sacks on Sunday?" Anything is possible. I mean, if you go back to that game against the Commanders, Nick Bosa could have had more sacks, but Carson Wentz threw out a couple of them. Um, so anything is possible. But let's see. Who are your defensive players of the game for the 49ers? And what are your bold takes? Jesus saying 4 sacks as well. Um, King Bosa, alias the sack master. CL saying Bosa with 4 sacks. That would be so nice. Breaks the record. I believe the sack record in the NFL is 22 and a half, set by Michael Strahan. I might be off by like half a sack, but pretty sure it's Michael Strahan, 22 and a half. If Nick Bosa goes for 5, 17 and a half, 18 and a half, 19, 20 and a half, 21 and a half, 22. 5 sacks would be close to breaking it or at least tying it. So that would be crazy. He says, I think 5 sacks for Bosa. Joshua's calling a big Drake Jackson game after Jackson was inactive. Bubbly saying Stidham is inactive, though. Chili's calling for Hubanga bounce back 2-interception game for Hufanga. Williams calling Bosa player of the game. David says Bosa gets 3 sacks. Bosa player of the game. Jason says Bosa's player of the game. He breaks the franchise sack record this game, held by Alden. Ooh, I like this bold one. Jordan Willis, 2 sacks. Jordan Willis has been coming on late, so I do like that one. Ryan says Bosa, player of the game. Ooh, Charlene going against the grain. Says Greenlaw, defensive player of the game. Bosa going to break the sack record. I like both of those. Greenlaw's been playing like a man possessed this season. George says Bosa with 3 sacks. Mario says Bosa will get the crown. It's not tomorrow. It's Sunday. Sunday. Tyler says Bosa has 4 to 6 sacks. Bosa Warner Hubanga. Like it. Glenn says, I think Bosa is going to have a huge game with 4 sacks, 1 sack per quarter. We need it. Nicholas John Bosa. I mean, it already feels like he is the front runner for defensive. Not, it feels like he is. He is the front runner for defensive player of the year. If he comes out with a multiple sack game against the Raiders, even if it is the Raiders, wrap that thing in a bow and give Nick Bosa defensive player of the year. Bosa with 3 sacks. It says Hugshaw. I'm assuming this is Hufanga with 3 interception game from Peter. Jordan Willis game, according to Fred. Not bad. It is 2.5 sacks. All right. 22 and a half sacks. Bosa with 3 sacks. Armstead with 1. Feels like a signature defensive line game for the San Francisco 49ers, man. Yep, there he goes. Huff with 3 pick 6. Ooh. Demo with the pick 6. That's one of the things to keep an eye on because I think the pressures are going to be there. Jarrett Stidham does have some mobility. So does Jarrett Stidham just throw it up and this turn into an interception party because he's throwing out of sacks? That could be an alternate direction for the defense. Russell says Armstead will be defensive player of the game. Nick Bosa will get 4.5 sacks. I think that's Armstead, and if it is Armstead, what is if Bosa gets 4.5 sacks and we're calling Armstead, aka Armstead, player of the game, what's his stat line? 2 interceptions to the house? I feel like that's what you would need to be able to beat a 4.5 sack game. What is the single hold on, we're gonna work the Google machine. Single sack wait, single sack, single game sack record 49ers. I want I want the single, like how many in a game? So the most sacks ever in a game are 7, set by Derek Thomas, Kansas City Chiefs versus Seattle Seahawks in 1990. Second are Adrian Claiborne, OC Umanura, Derek Thomas again, Frank. Oh, look, Fred Dean, 49ers. So that's got to be it. So Fred Dean set the record for sacks in a game for the San Francisco 49ers before this is since 1982. So Fred Dean had 6 sacks in 1983 against the New Orleans Saints. Sheesh. And then Alden Smith had 5.5 sacks against the Bears in 2012. So it's possible. Oh man, could you imagine if we get a Nick Bosa 6 sack game and he breaks the dang NFL record of 22 and a half? The 6 sacks would do that. That would be nuts. Will Purdy throw? Hey, two for the money. I'm going to come back to the super chat when we get into the offensive section of our predictions. So I'm going to save that one. We'll come back to it. Promise you, we're still on defense, so we're dropping defensive bold takes and what we're thinking for defensive player of the game against the Raiders. 22.5 is a tie for Bosa. Yep, he would need to get 23 sacks, but 6 sacks would get the record. Ooh. Against the Raiders too? Oh, I want it. I need it. Can we get that? Can we get a 6 sack game from can we just get nuclear like explosion? Would love that. Mooney with the pick six from Joey. Hubanga with 2 picks. Bosa needs to hit 23. Yep. Bosa gets 10 sacks. Okay. Relax. Relax a little bit. Harry Potter says Big Fred game limiting Waller and Jacobs. Yeah, he's got a good task with Waller, and even Renfro, who's going to be working over the middle of the field as well. Williams says Greenlaw with 1 pick. Big play Dre with the turnover. Greenlaw there too, doing great. Cash says I'm calling it. Diamador Lenore is going to have at least 1 pick six. Yeah, I could see that. Cheyenne says still calling for a Fred Warner pick six, Bosa 3 sacks. We gotta will this Nick Bosa 6 sack game. It's gotta happen. We need to break the record, and we need to do it against the Raiders. Break the franchise record and break the league record in the same game. That would be phenomenal. Boomerat says Nick Bosa going to get 3 in a strip. Hufanga might get 3 sacks himself. Let's see here. Let me catch up. All right. I'm pretty much No, I'm missing a bunch. Uh, but it does feel like I'm gonna ride. I'm gonna go with the consensus here, and I'm gonna say Nick Bosa is gonna be your player of the game because he's gonna break the franchise record for sacks against the Raiders. So that means I'm gonna say I want to say it just so I can will it into existence. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't care if you think it's going to happen or not. Nick Bosa is going to be the defensive player of the game. 6 sacks. Book it. I'm going to be right, and we're going to victory lap this. Nick, so just so we can make sure when we go back to clip it, we're going to make sure it's clean like this. I'm predicting that Nick Bosa against the Raiders is going to get 6 sacks, break the franchise record for sacks in a season, and break the league record for sacks in a season. I believe it's going to happen. Remember me. End clip. Boom. So now if it does happen, I can look like a genius. We're going to clip that part out though. Don't put that part in there. But in all seriousness, I do think Nick Bosa is going to have a day. I think he's going to be an absolute menace out there against the Raiders. Uh, so we'll see. Let's see. Hayden Barry says, "Imagine Joey Bosa, and Nick Bosa on two sides. We need. Imagine Nick Bosa and Brian Burns on one." Sorry. I'm not going to go down that road again. We talked about that enough. Not going to do it again. I don't know. That just popped into my head when you said that. But yeah, both the Bosa Bros. That would be cool. But it would be cooler to get BB on that other side. But hey, that's a story for another day. We've been there. We've done that. All right, let's look at the offense, shall we? Or defense, I should say. Don't get me started. I'll do an entire live on just Brian Burns. Don't dangle the carrot. It will happen. It's been done before. Don't test me. It's been done. Okay. Let's look at the defense. So I'm interested to see how this goes because I think we can agree that Max Crosby, well, let's start like this. He's not better than Nick Bosa, but I will give Max Crosby credit. Uh, this might be one of the only things Mike Mayock and or John Gruden got right in their tenure with the San Francisco 49ers. Whoa. Rivers with the Oakland Raiders, now Las Vegas Raiders, drafting Max Crosby in the 5th round. Dude's just one of those. He's got one of the highest motors I think I've ever seen. Like Crosby has one speed and one speed only, and it does not stop. And that's what makes some of the best, the edge rushers the best. Like even if they don't have all the talent in the world, just the relentless motor can put them in position to make a ton of plays. And Max Crosby, even though he's a Raider, got to give him credit. He's probably got one of the craziest motors you've seen from a defensive lineman. So I do believe that Nick Bosa is better, but I will give Crosby his credit. And we know what that matchup's going to be. He's probably going to be playing on our right side, which means he'll probably be lined up against Mike McGlinchey. Um, Another good test for Big Mike. Mike did a phenomenal job against Montez Sweat, and Chase Young actually didn't go over to his side that often, which is actually a bit surprising. So Mike really did most of his pass protection damage against Montez Sweat. Montez Sweat is a freak athlete. And Mike did not give up a sack in that game against Washington. In fact, Mike McGlinchey hasn't given up a sack since week 8. So Mike is quietly having a fantastic year. People are going to focus on the penalties. Okay, that's fine. I understand the discourse amongst offensive line. It's going to come back to the penalties, and he hasn't been perfect in that regard. But when you look at the blocking aspect of evaluating offensive line as a pass protector and run blocker, since week 8, Mike McGlinchey has been fantastic. So I mean, so fantastic that I would be surprised if the 49ers don't re-sign him. I'm just putting that out here now. And the only way that he wouldn't get re-signed is if he gets more money elsewhere. Uh, which I actually don't think that is that crazy, because no one hates their own players more like the San Francisco 49er fan base. I mean, when we love a player, we love a player. When we hate a player, oh my goodness, it's low key disgusting. So, hey, the perception around Mike McGlinchey, I can guarantee you, is going to be infinitely different than what the 49ers think inside that building, and two, outside of the San Francisco 49ers fan base and building. Mike McGlinchey is going to have a market. He's proven that he, even though dealing with injury, can play through injury, and has proven he can rebound from a severe injury and have a good season. So Mike's going to get paid. It's just going to be an interesting situation if it's going to be the 49ers that get him paid or it's going to be another team. We're going to find out. But I think he's having a fantastic year considering the circumstances he's played under. But another big test. We're going to find out, how good is Mike McGlinchey going to be. Max Crosby is going to provide an extremely difficult test for Mike. Not only Mike, but Trent as well. Max Crosby's a good edge, and he is going, you know, if the 49ers come out of here with no sacks for Max Crosby, y'all better tweet about it, because Max Crosby is good for a sack at least once a game. So if he gets Mike, it's not going to be the end of the world, as long as it's not like, one of those bad ones. If we can stay away from one of those bad ones, we're talking about the timing of it and the impact of, we stay away from those, we're going to be all right. Max Crosby gets to Brock Purdy, it's not going to shock me. I would assume Max Crosby has a better chance of getting to the quarterback on one of those inside stunts, more so than just straight rushing off the edge. But we'll see. Going down the list, the Raiders, one of the most epic draft busts. I mean, it feels like a draft bus. Is Clelin Ferrell. I liked Clelin coming out of Clemson. I thought, he's your kind of prototypical big end. He's not a Leo like Max Crosby's a Leo. Leos are typically your pass rushers, like your Nick Bosa's. A Leo and a 4-3 is very important. To the he's the standard. So I felt like they drafted Clelin to be a Leo. He's not a Leo. He's a big end in a 4-3. He's going to be your run stuffing guy. He's not a pass rusher. So Clelin is like a poor man's Eric Armstead. That's kind of how I look at Clelin. Like, I think Clelin's a phenomenal leader. Like, in that regard, I think that was a big reason why the Raiders drafted Clelin Ferrell in the top 5. but they drafted Clelin Ferrell in front of Brian Burns. What are we doing? How? Like, how even back then, like, it was easy to see that. And I was someone who did like Clelin, but I knew what Clelin was and what he isn't. Brian Burns was the pick. No one wanted to listen to me that year, but they listen to me now, I bet. Um, but he'll be interesting to see how the 49ers do. I'm not concerned about Clelin Ferrell in a pass rushing situation. Bilal Nichols, Andrew Billings, subpar interior defensive lineman. Not necessarily concerned about those guys. I think our interior offensive line will be just fine. The really only guy that we got to worry about is Max Crosby. A big loss for the Raiders is Denzel Perryman. Divine Diablo, one of my draft crushes as well. Denzel Perryman is a good middle linebacker. He unfortunately is out on IR for the Raiders. Unfortunately for the Raiders, good for the 49ers. You look at Darian Butler, Curtis Bolton, Luke Masterson, mid linebacker, the epitome of mid linebackers. So nothing to really be worried about there. I'm not too concerned about these linebackers. And then you look at the secondary. Trayvon Morig, draft crush of mine. Haven't been keeping tabs on him too much, but he has an amazing athletic profile, and is a pretty quality player. Again, I haven't kept too much tabs on him in the NFL. I kind of feel like if my draft crush goes to the Raiders, it's like there's like a 80% chance that they're going to bust out. The Raiders just produce more busts than like any of it's like the Raiders and the Browns. If you're getting drafted by the Raiders and the Browns, good luck. If you are successful on those teams, it's not because of them, it's in spite them. So we'll see. The jury's still out on Trayvon Morig. Nate Hobbs has actually played pretty well. I like Nate Hobbs. Roderick Teamer, no idea who that is. And they placed Rocky Sin on injured reserve this week, who was I thought a quality cornerback. So this defense, not strong. They have an opportunity to get cooked by the 49ers. So who's going to cook them? This is your time in the chat where we now turn it over to you guys and you tell me who is going to be the offensive player of the game against this defense. Pretty poopy defense, I'm not going to lie. You know, it's Max Crosby and a bunch of mid, like the ultimate mid defense. Who's going to be the offensive player of the game for the San Francisco 49ers? Spam that in the chat who you think that's going to be. And then once you drop who you think the offensive player is going to be, give me those bold takes. I'm talking bold. I want bold as bold as can be on defense. I went 6 sacks for Nick Bosa. I don't think you go any bolder than that. See if you could top me on the offensive side. Let's see what you guys got though for offensive player of. Oh, did I forget some super chats? I did. We're gonna start with super chats. I forgot about this one. 2 for the money says, will Purdy throw for more than 209 yards? That's a very specific number. And would Kittle get more than 45 reception yards? I'll say yes. Purdy will throw for more than 209. I think he's been throwing in the range of about 230s. I don't have his numbers in front of me right now, but from memory, I think that's about where Purdy's been throwing. And would Kittle have more than 45? It would be a travesty if Kittle goes under 45 yards in this game. I want to go back to back to back 2 touchdown games for Kittle, but that's just me. And then I saw this. Hayden said, Who would we get to replace Mike McGlinchey? Also, if Purdy wins the ball, he's the starter, right? I mean, the simple answer for me is yes. If Brock Purdy wins a Super Bowl, that's his job moving forward. And who would replace Mike McGlinchey? You've got guys like Colton McKivitz. You've got Jalen Moore. You could maybe kick out Burford, but I think Burford's going to be a guard. So we'll find out. But let's see. Offensive player of the game. Let's get into it. First one off the bat is Ayuk. I think we could see an Ayuk game. Yeah, I do. I think we could see an Ayuk game. We could also. That's not a person. Danny Gray. I like that. That's a bold player of the game. BCB, player of the game from Austin. Boomerats calling for Kittle. Bubbly says Brandon Ayuk. Scrolling. Charlene says BA gonna have a game. William says Kittle. Cash says JJ. You know what? I don't think that's a bad call. The last time Jawan touched the ball, he created a turnover. I think he's got some. I think he got something to prove a little bit, like a little bit of my bad, Brock. Got you an interception. Let me fix that for you. Let me come out here. 2 touchdowns, maybe. Jesus dropping Gregory game. Greg the Grinch. I love it. I'm not gonna lie. Like I love the archetype here for George. George is your ultimate team first. Like he is that guy. To see George kind of break that a little bit. And again, he sacrificed his body to be a blocker. He's allowed others to shine in opportunities where it definitely could have been him. Greg is out here letting people know, like, I am here and I exist and you respect me. And if you don't, I'm going to take your respect. Give me Greg. I like that. I like that all day. Peter says Brock Purdy, 5 passing touchdowns. Jennings, Dirty Purdy with another 5 touchdown pass. Danny Gray, 2 touchdowns off the 9 route. Ooh. So that would be like Danny Gray, 3 receptions, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns type game. Not CMC, so I don't lose my fantasy championship. That's tough. I think IU could have CMC could have a big game. Yes, we need to get Ayuk to 1,000 yards receiving on the year. Absolutely. Got to get Ayuk to 1,000. He's not too far away. Kittle. David says Purdy's going to be the offensive player of the game. BCB, 4 touchdowns, 300 plus yards. Aaron says BA going to cook. I could see it. Another one, Bubbly says BA, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns. This is the one I need. This was my bold take last week. Didn't happen. I need it. I wanted Trent Williams touchdown. Kyle didn't. Again, we know Kyle watches the streams and he likes to go against the grain. I understand. All good, Kyle. Come on. Get Trent a tuggy. Get him a tuggy. He needs one. Chase wants Ayuk. Charlene says Ray finally going to get us. You've been calling for that for a while, Charlene. I could see it happening. Val says Kittle. Feels like a Kittle game. Cheyenne says BA equals offensive player of the game. 2 touchdowns. Kittle, 1 touchdown. CMC, 1 touchdown. Sorry, I had a mini stroke there. Kittle again. Purdy, 3 touchdowns, 350 yards. Jennings, 2 touchdowns. Brock Purdy, 5 touchdown game. Purdy, 400 total, 300 pass touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. John says Purdy, 3 touchdowns with a 134.5 rating for record. Would that be a record? It's interesting. Jennings, touchdown. McCaffrey, Mason, TDP, triple threat. I'm not going to lie. TDP showed a little something last week. He showed a little something. I was pleasantly surprised by TDP and the way he was running. I think there's an extra gear that TDP can get to, but considering we haven't seen him since week 2, not bad. CMC player of the game. CMC going to kill the Raiders, and Bosa's going to have a field day with 3 sacks. Jennings, 2 touchdowns. Ooh, I like this one. I like this one a lot. Offensive line, no sacks for Crosby. If they get out of here, no sacks, sign McGlinchey to an extension on the way home. Time for BA to get his 1K so he can chill. Facts. Big Mason game, 12 touches. I'm gonna roll over in my grave the day that Jordan Mason gets 12 touches. That's a bold take. That's a big time bold take. You ain't stopping the Kittle train. 220 yards this game. That would be fire. Purdy will have a good day if McWhopper can relax. Put some respect on the McRib. Put some respect on McRibby. Jennings, 128 yards, 3 tutties. Ray, 2 touchdowns, 1 of them on. Hey, I like the special teams touchdown. Not gonna lie. Purdy does not have to win the Super Bowl to win the starting job. The job is his already. Ooh, spicy. Jason says Kittle gets 2 tugs. BA gets 2 tugs. CMC runs for a touchdowns with 100 scrimmage yards, and Juwan gets a tug. Purdy tallies 5 touchdowns. A game by the third quarter. So Jason's saying absolute roasting the Raiders. I like this. Yeah. I want that. Give me that. Give me what Jason's cooking. Yes. Mike says Kittle 5 times that. Yuk is I know it's Yuck, but I love saying yuck. Yuck is do. I agree. Joshua says Kittle tuggies. I want to see Greg get 3 in a game. I want to see Greg get 4. I want to see Greg like Jennings gets a slant and Greg goes to Jennings and rips the ball out, takes it and runs for a touchdown. Greg the Grinch, we got to keep it rolling. Let Greg cook. Yuck mouth. Jennings, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. JJ getting love. I like it. Happy New Year to you, my boy Callie. I can't believe it's going to be 2023. What the hell, man? It's 2023, and Brock Purdy is the quarterback. What a time to be alive. Fear the Phantom says Ayuk on offense with 2 touchdowns and Hufanga with 2 forced fumbles. Warner with the pick 6. Also Gould. Ooh, we get kicker. We're getting bold predictions for kickers. Now that's a bold prediction. Gold, the 58-yard field goal before half. I like this. I like the specifics. The specific bold takes, I think, are the best. I'm also way behind in the chat. Just FYI, I'm trying to catch up. Bosa will have 23 sacks by the end of the playoff. By the end of the playoffs or the end of the year. I want end of the year. Like the Jawan comeback game. JJ always. Yeah, this is JJ's time. This is Jawan's time. Third and Jawan about to go crazy. Kyle Juszczyk, touchdown. Yes, Raiders will get smoked. Ayuk, 3 touchdown, offensive player of the game. You're welcome. Offensive line dominate all game. Game ball goes to them. Yes. Love the O-line love. Little late, but we'll pull it up. Defense scores 2 touchdowns. Bosa 17.5 sacks on the year. I want 22. I want 23 sacks. I'm greedy. I'm definitely greedy. It's the Purdy Kittle CMC Debo domination. Well, Debo's not going to play this game, but I hear you. Lights says 2 touchdowns for Kittle, 2 for CMC, then throw 1 TD to BA. Basically, I'm getting a sense of where the score predictions are going to be. Might be one of my favorite score prediction segments of the year. And get ready. We're getting to it. We're going to be doing score predictions here in a second. Once we get through all of our offensive player of the game and bold takes. Oh, there we go. CMC 300 yards. True. Silverback will get his in the playoffs. No one expects it. I hope so. No pause. Let's see. Oh, BZ's going with Ray Ray. I think we're getting close. Oh, Peyton's calling for a Jordan Mason masterclass. I think I'm catching up. No, I'm not. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna have to skip over some because unfortunately we have pulled up a bunch so far. All right, I'm down to the bottom. I made it. I had to skip over a few. Let's see. If I had to pick my offensive player of the game, there's so many good ones. I like the Brandon Ayuk. I feel like we haven't got a 2 touchdown Brandon Ayuk game in a while. I feel like that could be it. But I also would love to see 3 consecutive games with George Kittle, 2 tuggies in a row. That would be nice. Brock Purdy eviscerating the Raiders secondary would also be fantastic. But that would mean like Brock Purdy's out here 2 touchdowns to Kittle, touchdown to BA, touchdown to Jawan, maybe a CMC touchdown out of the backfield. That would be nice. I'm kind of landing on Kittle, Purdy, but I'm leaning towards Purdy because Kittle could still have his 2 touchdown game, 2 touchdowns, 98 yards for Kittle. That could still happen, but Purdy could still throw for like 4. So I predict George has another. So George is going to go 3 consecutive games, back to back, 2 touchdown, back to back, 2 touchdown games. But I'm going to call my offensive player of the game is going to be Brock Purdy. And my bold take is going to be 4 touchdowns. 2 of them go to George, 1 goes to Ayuk, 1 goes to Jawan. That's my bold. That's where I'm going to chill at. So, I think Brock Purdy's going to have a game. Brock Purdy is him, um, until otherwise noted. And I think the guys that are going to contribute or benefit from that, George Kittle, Juwan Jennings, Brandon Ayuk. So that's where I'm going. But right on time. We just hit the hour mark. So that also means too, we're officially off the rails. If you haven't been with us before, uh, once we go over the 1 hour mark, we're off the rails. Anything goes. You have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth at this point. So you've been warned, but we still have score predictions left. So it is time. I have a feeling I know where this is going, but it is your opportunity to spam the chat with your score predictions 49ers versus Raiders on New Year's Day. What is the score going to be? Drop it in the chat. I want to see. I have a feeling I have a feeling we're all going to be in the same boat here. But yeah, I think we're there. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. What's the score prediction going to be? Drop your score predictions. 49ers versus Raiders. No Derek Carr. Derek Carr got benched to save him the embarrassment of this game. Um, what is the score going to be? And so far, my thoughts are correct. Absolute. The chat is predicting absolute butt whooping. And I tend to agree with that. Oh yeah, chat's cooking right now. Hopefully, there's no Raider fans lurking in the background. Shout out! We had that one Raider fan dropping some info on us. Shout out to that guy. He didn't come in here to talk trash. He just was like, "Here, these guys aren't playing." There he is. Oh, we're gonna start with him. Is this 49ers 34? Raiders 13? I just want to clarify because if if that is if you're calling for 49ers win, you're my new favorite. Oh, protect Austin at all costs. This is my guy. Again, Raider logic is a real thing. I guarantee you, if you polled 98% of the Raider fan base, they would tell you the Raiders are going to win this game. Doesn't matter. Raider Nation for life. That's literally how they talk. They're going to go, they're going to go, they're going to go, screw the Niners. Niners are going to lose. Raider Nation for life. That's how the conversation goes. And then we say, awesome Raider logic. This guy gets it. Protect him at all costs. I like this ranking. I do. This is the first time I've seen Austin Raider. Haven't seen him around these parts. Don Burr, Detroit Lions legend. Yes, I like one in the rankings. Austin Raider quickly jumping up to 2. I mean, he's hopped past a lot of guys that have hopped in here. I like it. Shout out Austin. Now let's get to the top though. I'm going to go to the top now, and let's see who was number 1. Who was the first person to get their score prediction in? It was Bubbly from the top rope, and he's starting us off about where I expected. First score prediction of the day, 45-3, whooping those Raiders. Peter following it up with another one, 45-10. Yes. It's the kid. What's up, kid? He says 28-9. I like that as well. Damn for real says 29-30. That's a close game. No, I see. This is a Purdy stat line, 29 completions on 35 pass attempts, 302 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. I'm going to say Purdy gets out of there with a clean sheet, but I get it. SF 47, Las Vegas 14. Yes, I like that. Once you put your score predictions in as well, smash that like button. All the good juju. Smash the like. Once you drop your score prediction, pop on over, smash the like button on YouTube because that's the vibes. This seems accurate. 112-0. I could see it coming. Nice. 69-13. Talon says 35-20. SF 23. Just 23. Raiders don't even entertain a score. Michael says 45-13, 32-9, 41-10, 38-17. So far, all in favor of the 49ers. That's the first close one we've had. He says, okay, for reals. Nice profile picture. 42 out of 6. Spencer says 49-3. Jesus sticking strong. You missed a golden opportunity here, though, my boy. You missed a golden opportunity for the comma. Babe, just win, baby. But I think since Jesus started this, I don't think we've lost. So I like the streak continues. No score prediction, just win. Harry Potter says 30-16. Charlene says 38-6. Niners a blowout. Jedi says Fred and the boys give up one field goal, 33-3. 38-3. 42-0, just blanking them. Joshua says 42-6. Josh Johnson gets to play the whole fourth quarter. Yeah, I like that. I would love if, I mean, you only dress 46 guys, so it's almost impossible to pull all your starters. But if, like, I'm talking anyone who has a C on their chest, quarterback, running back, wide receiver, like, if you can get out of there with playing as many backups as you can into the fourth quarter, that would be best case scenario. Michael says 30-10. We got 42-10, another blowout prediction. I like it. 32-6, 28-10. Val's rocking with Harold. Love to see it. Grady says 38-10, 31-7. Green Thumb Richie says lights out 49-0. I like the 49 tie in there. 33-6, 30 plus, 45-0, 55-0. This is definitely going to be the biggest blowout score prediction that we've had all year. And I love that it's against the Raiders. And the last time you guys did this, like, I hate predictions because so many variables go into it, but I will say this. The last time you guys did a blowout score prediction, it was everyone in the chat. It was absolutely a blowout. So I like where we're headed here. 48-3, 49-0, 28-3. Oh, we're getting spam. That's what's happening here. 38-10. Shout out new chat legend. 34-13. Protect Austin at all costs. 41-21. 24-27. Agent Aponte lurking. 41-13. 49-7. Okay, we're working through the spam. 35-17 from Val. Riv says 31-3. David, I think David, I think you just subbed. You just subscribed, not you joined. I don't even know how the hell to say it. You got the little icon. Shout out to my guy for joining the SDS. Not that y'all not in you get what I'm trying to say. 38-10, 24-17. Uh Listen to Jason. Only got to drop it one time because now my eyes are messing with me. Amy says 38-14. Finally catching up a little bit. Claudia says 37-7. Okay, let me try to catch up here a little bit. I think I've caught up for the most part. John says 38-13. 35-13, 33-10, 35-7, 35-7, 33-17. Oh, we got to. Oh. Ooh. You see this? Not only is it not a blowout, but the Raiders, we got a double agent. But I like it. Shout out Patty for the reverse juju. I'm all for reverse juju. So that works for me. Las Vegas 28-21 though? Like really? Mm, mm, I don't even think you believe that, Patty. 38-13, 41-16. Chat legend Justin says 20. I was gonna say 25. 45-6. Not Tony, Troy. Oh, my dyslexia. It's kicking. Whatever it is, it's kicking today. Can't even read, can't even speak. William says 41-10. Fear the Phantom says 34-13. Raiders. And if you guys remember, good our good troll, one of our local trolls in the chat. We'll take that reverse juju. 42-3, 32-6. Let's see. Ooh, 70-13. Oh, look at that. Detail in the chat. Dropping a 38-6. I vibe with it. Hendrix dropping 38-6. Vibe with it. Oh, Jesse in the chat. Shout out Jesse and Wifey. 33-10. I'm vibing with that. Jesse says 41-13. D Will says 38-0. Hot take: Niners will score on 7 consecutive drives. Woo! I like that. Oh, hold the phone. New member alert. Let's go. Welcome to the sourdough squad. Shout out Jose for popping on and joining the squad. Welcome, my boy. Welcome. They said we found a oh man. Oh, he said Patty a pot. Oh my gosh. Where's Aponte? He needs to defend himself. Show your face, Aponte, just to make sure that we're not getting some double agent vibes going on. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. That's hilarious. Oh my god. The chat was going crazy on Wednesday. That was hilarious. 33-13. 33-13. Yes. Yes, I need a nap. 47-6. 38-3. All right, we're almost close. Almost to the end. Okay, we're to the end. So about what I expected. I did think that it was going to be a predominantly a blowout from most of you guys. So I agree. And this is also facts. Aponte is goated. The legend of Aponte will persist for years. He is a legend in the 49ers content community, and you better put respect on his name. If I had to do a score prediction, I'm feeling like a 42-17. And the Raiders score 14 of those points in the fourth quarter against backups. That's going to be my score prediction. So, pretty much all the damage done in the first three quarters. And the Raiders get the backups in there, or the Raiders keep the starters out, and the 49ers put in all the backups. So, we're seeing all the backups get some run, and that's where they're going to score. So, I got 42-17, 14 of those points come in the fourth quarter against the 49ers backups. And Nick Bosa, 6 sacks, Brock Purdy, 4 touchdowns, 2 to Kittle, 1 to Ayuk, 1 to Jennings. And that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like the 49ers are going to scrape the Raiders, and I'm absolutely looking forward to it. I think this is just going to be a game that is going to be one of those stat games where the 49ers are going to be able to rack it up, really just demoralize the Raiders early, and I think it's going to be a good game for us because it's going to be a blowout. Um, if it's not a blowout, it's going to be interesting. If it's a close game or maybe just a 2-score game, I think that will be an interesting scenario, but I don't think that's going to be the likely outcome. The 49ers are too good right now. I don't think they take their foot off the gas. I think they keep that thing floored, and they keep executing. They keep clean because they're not the best thing about the 49ers right now, especially offensively, and you could make the argument defensively that they still can improve. That's the craziest thing about this 49ers team that has won 8 games in a row. There's still room for improvement. They can get better. They can clean some things up. They can get better. The run game can get better. Um, I think the passing game is pretty good as it is. I think it's pretty good. I don't think the passing game needs to. I would say if the passing game just stays where it's at, the 49ers are in a good spot. If the run game can be more effective, efficient, I think they could be even better. Both defensively too. I think there's room for improvement on both sides. So that's what other teams need to be afraid of, is that the 49ers can get better. So Justin dropping a 10-piece on me. Appreciate you. Oh, you know what that time is? Justin's in sourdough scout mode. Justin is our lead sourdough scout. He's the director of the sourdough scouts. And he's found some gems. Jordan Mason is one of his gems that he's found, and he's ready. You can tell he's already started. So the sourdough scouting has begun, and as you come around in the off season, uh, get ready because Justin's going to bring us some good prospects. He's already bringing us some. He says, Brad, I know the draft isn't for a while, but the Tavion Wicks is going to be in Mobile, and watching him, I got strong Terry McLaurin vibes. He's supposed to be a day three guy. Check him out. Yes, this is what I love. Fantastic. Um, so uh, I found a post-it note from last year where I had a bunch of names written on it from Justin. Jojo Dahmen. Remember that guy, Justin? He told me to go check out Jojo Dahmen. Uh, I just found that the other day. But I'm excited. I'm not ready yet, but we will get there. The hope is that I'm hoping that I listens. The Senior Bowl is fun, and being credentialed to the Senior Bowl is a cool experience. And but the only way that I'm going to the Senior Bowl this year is if the 49ers aren't going to the Super Bowl. So listen, I'm all for getting the scouting back up to speed, but I might need to pass the torch to Justin to kind of get the sourdough scouts, uh, all that kind of stuff going. I'm hopeful that yeah, we don't want last year. We don't want last year to happen. Um, uh, but if the you know, I I, I love the Senior Bowl. I'm worried about a different bowl. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? What's up with the Vikings helmet? This was my JC that I played at. High school JC. I don't have my other helmet that I played D2. Dang it. I wish I had it, but I don't. Uh this is JC high school. And of course, when I played with the Niners, you guys don't remember? Gosh. Um, you're not a true fan if you don't have a Rice jersey. I'm a true fan now. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? What player in the past does Minecraft remind you of? Hmm. What player in the past does Minecraft remind you of? Not sure I understand the question. What player in the past does Minecraft remind you of? Oh, so this there we go. Christian McCaffrey. I think that's where we're going. What past player does Christian McCaffrey remind me of? Oof. I don't know. Not like a Warwick Dunn. I don't know. Warwick Dunn? No. Warwick Dunn was pretty damn good. I don't know that for whatever reason that's the first name that popped into my head. Um because I wanna believe there was some duality to his game, but really not that much. Really not that much. Wait, let me double check. Well, he had 510 receptions over his career. He had over 4,300 receiving yards. 15 receiving touchdowns. He had over 10,000 rushing yards. I don't know. Work done was the first name to pop in my head. I don't know, but McCaffrey is kind of he's also like one of those one of one guys. Like Marshall Falk, yeah, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Um he has some slipperiness to him like Barry Sanders a little bit. Yeah, I could see Barry Sanders, of course. Ooh, maybe like Ladanian Tomlinson. Ah, I like that one. He's got a little LT to him. Oh, I like that one. I think I'm gonna stick with that one. I'm gonna go CMC LT comp. You can't comp CMC to anyone who's playing now. CMC, you got to comp him to like some legends. I like the LT comp. Ladainian Tomlinson, just their ability to move in space, make guys miss. Had some physicality to him. Could do it out of the backfield as a pass catcher. I like that one. I like that one. I'm gonna stick there. But I do. I mean, Tiki Barber. That's not a bad one. It's not a bad one. Uh, there's some good ones. Some good ones out there. Ooh, detail dropping a new reel. I'll peep it for sure, for sure. Definitely gonna look at it. And I'm telling you, the king of short form content for 49ers content creators. I'm telling you guys, this dude's got the potential. If he wants to grind it out, this could be the king of short form. I'm telling you. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. There's all different types of content out there. Short form content, reels, shorts, TikTok. Don't sleep. Don't sleep on my boy. Um, let's see. Any last couple questions? That was kind of a nice random question. Um, kind of got us spinning a little bit. We're definitely running long, but if you got any couple random ones too, uh-oh, Niner Detail on YouTube, shoot the boy a follow. Um, any other last random 49ers questions, random questions, get them in, or else we'll get ready to get out of here. It's Friday, so I won't see you guys tomorrow. But I will see you. Oh, that's crazy. I'm not going to see you guys until next year. I'm not going to see you guys till next year. Crazy. Will Sourdough Sam be at the game? Probably. Brady? Brady McGlinchey? Blocking Crosby? I think I'm excited about that matchup. I'm not going to lie. So we already picked up McGlinchey's fifth year. He's playing on the fifth year right now, that a lot of people don't like because I think it's 10.5 million. But the question, I believe, is are they going to extend or re-sign McGlinchey? I would say yes. What's my favorite color? Red and gold. Did you see the video of Purdy's one-handed catch in practice? I think he catches. Oh, who posted that? I did. I think I did see that. I I don't remember who posted that clip, but I do think I saw it. What player from the 2016 team would you put on this current roster? I like these kinds of questions. Trying to think off the top of my head. 2016. Obviously not a great year for the 49ers. Not not Vance Stonehands McDonald, not Carlos Hyde, Joe Staley. Uh, hmm, it'd be between Joe Staley and DeForest Buckner. Damn, that's crazy. I forgot Ahmad Brooks was still playing with the 49ers in 2016. I would probably say though, DeForest Buckner or Joe Staley if I had to pull one of those guys, if I could do that. Um, yeah. Navarro Bowman was I think that was his last year really playing. Yeah, I'd probably go Defo. I'd probably go Defo or uh what Defo or Joe Staley. Accomplishments or goals for you in 2023? That's a good question. Um, I'm not gonna lie, Peyton. I'm gonna keep those ones close to the vest. I got some, and I'll share them with you if they are met. But I want to keep those ones close. Uh, good question though. Uh, do we see Mason play running back this Sunday? I think so. I definitely think so. Any good food places at Levi Stadium I should try at the NFC wildcard game? I like to get ooh, I like to get Hula Kitchen, or it's called like Hula Food Truck. Uh but I like they had this like pulled pork burrito that's bomb. You can't go wrong though. There's good food everywhere in Levi's Stadium. They got the food situation figured out. 100%. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. How many pancakes is Burford? Maybe one. We haven't seen a Burford pancake in a couple games, so he's due. He's definitely due for one, for sure. Um, definitely due for one. But appreciate you guys as always for vibing with us. You guys are the best. I won't see you till next year. Wow, time flies. I'll see you guys next year. I hope you guys have a safe New Year's Eve. Don't do anything crazy. Don't get yourself arrested. Stay safe. Enjoy the New Year's with your families, and I will see you in 2023. Man, what a what a wild time. We're already in 20. We're about to be in 2023. Crazy, absolutely crazy. So hope you guys have a phenomenal new year. You guys have a great time vibing out, bringing in the new year, and hopefully bringing the new year with an absolute just massacre of the Raiders. That's what I'm looking forward to. Uh, but again, appreciate all you guys as always for vibing with the ginger beard. Y'all the best. Shout out to SDS. Again, uh, if we're gonna talk about 2022, the SDS continued to grow. Uh, the community that I still believe is the best 49ers community in the land continued to get bigger. We still got all the OGs, but we also added on new squad members. So 2022 was a good year to us, but also the best thing about 2022, we're just getting started. 2022 was the first year, like the real like I started doing this in 2021, January 2021, but I had no freaking idea what the hell I was doing in 2021. 2021 was just figuring out like how the hell, what am I doing? Like the YouTube page wasn't even really up in 2021 yet. So 2022 was like our first like year to year. And we're still figuring it out in 2022, but we figured it out and we're going to keep on rolling. So shout out to all the squad as always. Shout out to SDS. You guys are the best. And I hope you guys have a phenomenal new year. Shout out John. Appreciate the super chat. One word to describe 2022: legendary. But again, Niner said Purdy. Appreciate all you guys. You guys are the best. Listen to detail. We to the moon, baby. But we out of here. Appreciate y'all. Peace. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see you.